Hi everyone! I hope all of you will have a fun and great time in our tour. We will be your tourist guide for today. Together with Coach V, he will be the one to ensure our safety and smooth ride throughout the trip. On behalf of East Travel and Tours, we welcome you to the province of Bohol. But before we start our tour, I would like to say all of the important reminders in our tour, including do's and don'ts. Number 1 is understand and respect your companion's privacy and personal space. Always give everyone a moment to themselves to gather their thoughts and for them to enjoy the tour. Number 2 is don't forget to be present in the moment. While you go through the tour, remember to enjoy it. Number 3 is do practice responsible photography. Always ask before taking photos or videos. And number 4, do be respectful in your interaction with others. Find opportunities for cultural exchange and be respectful of the diversity you experience. And number 5 is discover wildlife in its natural habitat. Always ensure that you maintain a safe distance and never give wild animals food. But before we start our trip, I would also like to inform you about the itinerary of this tour. It is currently 6 in the morning in my clock, and we will be leaving at exactly 7 in the morning here in Bohol Panglao International Airport. Estimated arriving time at Bohol Bee Farm would be 8 in the morning, followed by Hinagdanan Cave at 9:30 in the morning. Compact Shrine would be at 11 in the morning, and lunchtime would be 1 hour and 30 minutes, so 12 in the afternoon up to 1:30 in the afternoon. Next would be the Tarsier Conservation Area at 2 in the afternoon, followed by Lobok Man-Made Forest at 3 in the afternoon, then Bilar Forest at 4 in the afternoon. And lastly, Chocolate Hills would be at 5 in the afternoon. And we are expecting to end this tour at 6:30 to 7 in the evening. Is everything clear? If you have some clarifications, don't hesitate to ask us as we are glad to assist you and give you the great experience throughout the tour. And don't forget to relax and remain seated at all times before we arrive at the destinations. Bohol is one of the most visited destinations in the Central Visayas area of the Philippines. For history buffs, beach lovers, and adrenaline junkies, the island province offers breathtaking locations. Because Bohol is made out of just one large island and the 73 smaller islands that surrounds it, there are a lot of places to visit here. One thing is certain, you'll love Bohol's diversity and look forward to every moment of it. This island province of Bohol, which was established by Act 2711 on March 10, 1917, is the 10th largest island in the Philippines. The size of this island, which is an oval, is 4,117 square meters and lies in the middle of the Visayas, between Leyte in the northeast and Cebu in the northwest. Bohol's main arrival port is Tagbilaran City, which serves as the country's commercial center. It's easy to understand why the island is referred to as God's Little Paradise by the locals because it has a pleasant balance of being developed and not overdeveloped. Bohol is derived from the word Boho or Bool. The island was the seat of the main global settlement of harmony and solidarity between the local ruler Dato Sicotana and Spanish conqueror Miguel Lopez de Legazpi on March 16, 1565 to a blood compact alliance referred to now by numerous people as the Sandugo. And here are some interesting facts about Bohol. Did you know that Bohol is the most kid-friendly place in the Philippines? And also, Bohol is the only place where tricycle has to have a Bible verse. It's understandable because knowing the Philippines, most of the people are very religious. Some of the Philippines' best dive sites are located in the Bohol province. The Bohol Marine Triangle, which includes the islands of Panglao, Balikasag, and Pamilacan, is home to some significant ecosystems. Sargassum seaweed beds, deep-sea coral reefs, fringed mangroves, and seagrass beds.
We are now arriving to our first destination, Bohol Bee Farm. The Bohol Bee Farm is an agricultural sanctuary dedicated to the bee rearing, organic farming, and healthy food eating. It is located on the cliff top of Panglao Island, Bohol. Bohol Bee Farm not only cultivates a variety of agricultural products, but it also has a resort and restaurant where guests can escape the city and unwind while helping the locals support their way of life. First stop of the tour on your right side is through their herbarium where we got to know of different herbs and their possible uses. Second is on your left side, the processing area. Throughout the years, the farm has grown and we are now offering varying food products. In this tour, we got a glimpse of their working area and got to know more about the growth of the farm as a business. For the Bohol Bee Farm's historical facts, after her husband passed away in the late 1980s, Nurse Victoria Wallace, who was living in New York, made the decision to go back to the Philippines. Wallace took her kids back to the country where she bought a small plot of land and started growing vegetables that she sold to her kids' classmates. On her farm, parents with foreign-born spouses gathered their own veggies. Wallace also started selling bread that was mildly sweet so that her international neighbors would enjoy it. For its famous food, Bohol Bee Farm is known for this complimentary plate of organic goodness. It includes squash bread, honey butter, pesto butter, and cassava chips. It is very tasty, a little bit sweet that it actually did not need any spread, but the spreads themselves were really good. The bread was enough for lunch under normal circumstances for their quick filling. Did you know that Luke Mijares, a former South Border vocalist, Luke Mijares is from Tagbilaran, Bohol. His mother, Elvira P. Mijares, is of Boholana, while his biological father, Robert Davis, is of African-American descent. For its fascinating information, did you know that in 2003, Bohol Bee Farm started a scholarship program that provided support to the children for its employees? Wallace said that the first 3 children whom the program helped are now graduates. 2 have become teachers and are taking their master's degree. She added that the Livelihood Academy is also in the works for those who want to establish a similar business.
We've arrived at our next destination, the Hinagdanan Cave. As you can see on your right side, one of the numerous magnificent caverns in the island province of Bohol is the Hinagdanan Cave, which in Cebuano means ladders. It was unintentionally found by a farmer who constructed the ladder to gain access to it and uncover its buried deep. The Philippines' Bohol Province's Panglao Island contains the cave known as Hinagdanan Cave in the municipality of Tavis, a deep lagoon, numerous enormous stalactites and stalagmites, and the naturally lit cavern are features of this place. Sunlight enters via ceiling openings and illuminates the area. Despite being a well-liked swimming area, the underground lake has been found to contain high concentrations of numerous contaminants. From a limestone hill, you can see its entrance, a hole approximately a meter across, and the interior is reached by cement steps. Bats cannot live in the cave because it is crowded with sleeping birds. Let me give you some facts about the Hinagdanan Cave. Hinagdanan Cave is a limestone karst cave featuring a freshwater lagoon with stalactite and stalagmite formations. It is open to visitors year-round from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and was formerly utilized by the people as a hideout to evade the Japanese imperial troops. The best time to travel is from November to April when there is a lower likelihood of rain. Time check, it's already 11:07 in my clock, and before we proceed to our lunchtime, we shall first see the Blood Compact Shrine. In recognition of the first international deal between the Philippines and Spain, the Blood Compact Monument is a piece of art. In the Bohol district, the memorial is located at a location that is close to what is now Tagbilaran East Road. A blood compact, also known as a Pacto de Sangre or Sanduguan in Tagalog, was a traditional ceremony performed in the Philippines in times past to bind 2 people together in a treaty, friendship, or other legal arrangement. In order to drink the concoction, the contracting parties would cut their hands, pour their blood into a cup of liquid such as wine and then drink the mixture. The 1565 El Pacto de Sangre or Sandugo between the chieftain of Bohol, Dato Sikatuna, and Spanish adventurer Miguel Lopez de Legazpi is a well-known illustration of the blood compact. Since Raja Sikatuna and Miguel Lopez de Legazpi performed the blood compact there on March 16, 1565, the area's current location has historical significance. Between the Europeans and the Bohol people, this action was believed to represent friendship and harmony. National artist Napoleon Abueva, a Boholano himself, was the one who sculptured the life-size sculpture. It stands on a high dais and features 5 bronze statues of men in the life-size poses seated at the table toasting drinks with Legazpi and Sikatuna. The Sikatuna-Legazpi blood agreement is regarded as the first treaty of friendship between two distinct races, faiths, cultures, and civilizations. A friendship pact built on equality and respect was signed. There is a famous chocolate drink here in Bohol, Sequate chocolate drink. Start your day with hot Boholan bittersweet chocolate before venturing out to take in the picturesque vista of the hills and other sights. The best tablea in the Philippines is produced in the Philippines using cocoa from Japan. Nonito Donaire. Boxing champion Nonito Donaire was born in Talibon, Bohol. He recently became the oldest boxer in history to become a bantamweight world champion and also the first 3-time champion in the weight class.
Time check is already 2 p.m. As you can see on your right side, the tertiary conservation area is actually near Lobok, Bohol, where you can get up close and learn more about the tertiary nature. One of the most resulting in the best of Bohol, this is the endangered animals. To safeguard the survival of tertiaries, the province has various sanctuaries. For the famous person of Bohol is Cesar Montano, one of the most well-known Boholanos showbiz actor. Cesar Montano, his real name is Cesar Manhidot. His clan is from Baclayan, Bohol. Cesar is also appointed Chief Operation Officer of Tourism Promotion Board. Let's now proceed. For their famous food, which is a torta, is a soft, moist, fluffy, and simple-to-eat bread cake that is popular snack item available from variety restaurant or local vendors. For the facts of tertiary conservation area, one of the tiniest primates in the world is a Philippine tarsier. Unfortunately, it is already one of the 25 primates that are most endangered worldwide. The primary causes of its sensitivity to the hunters and the lack of legislation safeguarding it in the past. The tertiary conservation area is 6 wooded landed in the Lubok Town Barangay, Upper Bondon. The cage of tertiary who were once show for the tourists along the Lubok River have moved to the tertiary conservation area, which is just short distance from the Lubok section of the man-made forest. Getting a close-up look at the tertiary is a fantastic honor. You practically put... For the facts of tertiary conservation area, one of the tiniest primates in the world is a Philippine tarsier. Unfortunately, it is already one of the 25 primates that are most endangered worldwide. The primary causes of its sensitivity to the hunters and the lack of legislation safeguarding it in the past. The tertiary conservation area is 6 wooded landed in the Lubok Town Barangay, Upper Bondon. The cage of tertiary who were once show for the tourists along the Lubok River have moved to the tertiary conservation area, which is just short distance from the Lubok section of the man-made forest.
As you can see on your right side, you will see a Lobok River. Lobok River is one of the most well-liked tourist attractions in Bohol, as the Lobok River has been a significant part of local life since pre-Hispanic times. Lobok has historically been a community with an inland market where produce from the sea was traded for the agricultural items. Lobok is one of the cleanest rivers in the nation, is one in Bohol. Visitors enjoy food, beverages, and music while cruising along the river. Native and novelty music is performed by local musicians on some occasions. Visitors can also request songs. The historical facts in Lobok River is a deep section of a river where people go to hide, particularly from pirate attacks, is referred to as a lobok or lubok. The famous person in Bohol is Carlos P. Garcia, the 8th President of the Philippines. Carlos P. Garcia is a Boholano, although his parents were originally from Benguet, Abra. He was born and raised in Talibon, Bohol. And for the famous delicacy or pasalubong in Bohol is kalamay. Kalamay is made from glutinous rice, coconut milk, sugar, and peanuts. And lastly, the fascinating information about Lobok River is Lobok River's drainage area is bordered by a chain of mountain peaks. The Lobok River passes through the town center of the municipality of Lobok. There is also a hydroelectric plant on the Lobok River. The pristine waters of Lobok River are not green in color. Lobok River passes through Laway Bridge, Lobok Church, and Busay Falls. It is currently one of the most visited attractions in the country. As you can see on your left side, you will see a Bilor man-made forest. Bilor man-made forest is stretching up to 2 kilometers. The dense forest, made up of red and white mahogany trees, is located along the border of Lobok and Bilor towns. The historical facts of Bilor man-made forest is Bilor man-made forest was part of a bigger reforestation project that was created in response to the alarming deforestation in the Lobok watershed. This was caused by the destructive slash and burn farming system called kaingin, which was done by the locals who sought refuge in the forested area during World War II. For the famous knock and pasalubong in Bohol is peanut kisses. It is shaped like chocolate hills. And lastly, the fascinating information about Bilor man-made forest is Bilor man-made forest in Bohol is a great place for photo shoots. The winding road and the surrounding green mahogany trees created the perfect backdrop for photos. The trees are standing tall at almost the same height. Their branches are long and their leaves cover the blue sky. Famous stopover go to and from Chocolate Hills.
And for our last attraction, which is the Chocolate Hills, time check is already 5 p.m. As you can see on your right side, the Chocolate Hills, the hills which are made up of roughly 1,076 mounds with the same general shape, are dispersed among the cities of Carmen, Batuan, and Sagbayan. The hills cloth in grass turn chocolate brown during the dry season when precipitation is insufficient, giving the place its name in honor of a popular candy. One of their famous food is takla in gata, or also known as a crayfish, and the coconut cream Bohol has a lot of mangrove regions where you can find the crayfish. When cooked in coconut milk, it has a flavor similar to the lobster or shrimp with a special bite. Here are some of the facts of the Chocolate Hills. The limestone of the Chocolate Hills is covered in grass. The Chocolate Hills are normally lush green during the wet season. They create symmetrical, typical conical rolling mounds. Second is the marine deposit found in the Chocolate Hills include coral, algae, and mollusks. The Chocolate Hills include marine deposit. According to the geologists, they think that since the hills are on the island tectonic action, it is to blame for their formation. Lastly, the formation of the Chocolate Hills is the subject of the legend. The Chocolate Hills are natural phenomena, and various myths and tales have been created to explain how they came to be. The Chocolate Hills are well-known Bohol tourist destination to represent the richness of the natural attraction in the province. They are depicted on the both provincial flag and seal.
Unfortunately, now is the near ending of our tour. But did everyone enjoy the tour? I hope that you all did, because everything in Bohol is amazing and beautiful. Also, let me give a recap first regarding our tour today. The first destination is an agriculture haven situated on top of a cliff on Panglao Island, Bohol Bee Farm. The second one is the cave with many beautiful stalagmite and stalactite rock formations, Hinagdanan Cave. The third one is an artwork that was made to honor the first international treaty between the Philippines and Spain, Blood Compact Shrine. The fourth one is where you can see and visit the smallest primates that are mostly found in Southeast Asia, Tertiary Conservation Area. The fifth one is a common setting used in photographs and film, Lobok Man-Made Forest. The sixth one is a part of a reforestation project started over 50 years ago, Bilar Forest. And for the last destination, it is the third National Geological Monument, Chocolate Hills. It is now currently 6:30 in the evening in my clock, and the estimated arrival time at the Bohol Panglao International Airport would be at 7 in the evening. But before we leave and end our tour, please double check all of your belongings and make sure everything is with you. Now sit back, relax, and remain seated until we arrive at the destination. Coach B will be the one to ensure that we will arrive to the airport nicely and safely. We thank you for choosing us as your tourist guide and for choosing East Travels and Tours.